Hello, a lot of you probably already know about Notepad++. Today in this video I'm going to show you some simple settings and plugins to make your life easier when coding in HTML. In this first part of the video I'm going to show you where you can get Notepad++ and how to install it. You can actually run it straight from a USB flash drive, but for this video I'm going to install it straight to my computer. This video is going to cover setting up the default language for Notepad++ to HTML, setting up the autocomplete feature, adding a plugin to allow auto-closing for tags within HTML, adding a plugin to open a file explorer window within Notepad++, and finally adding a FTP plugin to access an FTP account. Plus is really simple. First you go to the website notepad-plus-plus.org, and then you simply click the downloads link. And then you make sure you get the latest version, which is at the moment it's going to be 6.5, and you click the downloads. Takes it but just a second. It's a really lightweight program. Once it downloads, you prompt to install it, and then you go through the same install screens as normal programs. Install it to your default location. And you can make it your default HTML view if you want, but I normally don't check that box. Click next. And this first option, if you're going to use it in a USB device and not install on your computer, you can click this. But for this video, I'm going to install it straight to my computer, so I'm going to leave this unchecked. It's going to install. And now you can open Notepad++. Now that it's installed on our computer, let's set it up to recognize the HTML files. To simply do this, you click Language, and then as you can see, there's several different languages that this Notepad++ has. But for today, we're going to go to H for HTML and click on HTML. Now, if you notice, it will show everything up as HTML files. It recognizes it as your language, makes it a lot easier to code when it's like this. But say you want to open a new document. It is now going to show a normal text file. It's not going to be the default language until you make it the default language. To do this, you simply go to Settings, Preferences, and then you go down to New Document, and then you go to see what says default language. You change this to HTML right here, and then you can click Close. And now every time you open a new document, if you notice down here, it's going to show it as a hypertext markup language. It's going to recognize it as your HTML language every single time. Another good thing about this is when you go to save it, it's going to also recognize it as an HTML file when you go to save it. It's going to make it a lot easier when you go to create those HTML documents, so you want to every single time change the language at the top. Sometimes it's hard to remember all the HTML tags or what all the options are for them. Here is a handy help prompt feature that we can turn on to help with this. To turn this option on, you simply go to Settings, Preferences, and then you go down to the auto completion, and then you can click on the autocomplete on each input, and also the function parameters hint on input. This is going to allow the auto completion tags to apply. And now as you see, if we enter the head tag, it's going to show all these different options for the headers through here. Now let's add some helpful plugins. This first plugin we're going to install is called TextFX. This is going to help us keep our tags closed out properly by auto closing them out. To install this plugin, go to Plugins, Plugin Manager, and Show Plugins. Normally it takes a few minutes for them to actually show up. So we're going to scroll down to TextFX, install TextFX characters. Now it's going to ask us to restart, and I'm going to restart, but I'm not going to save any of my documents. Now that it's restarted, we're going to go to make sure it's activated by going to TextFX. Go to TextFX settings, and make sure the auto close XHTML and XML tag is checked right here. Now what this is going to do, if we type in, let's see, HTML, it's going to auto close it out just like that. This is going to keep all your tags closed out properly. Now let's add a file explorer to Notepad++. This is going to make it easier to navigate between the multiple files while editing HTML files. To install this plugin, you go to Plugins, just like you would the other ones. Go to Plugin Manager, Show Plugins, and we're going to look for Explorer, which is going to be right here. Click that. You're going to install it, just like you did the other plugin. It's going to ask you to restart. Once again, I'm not going to save my documents. And now we're going to make sure we activate the plugin. To activate this plugin, go to Plugins, go to Explorer, and you click Explorer. Now, as you see on the left-hand side, there's going to be an Explorer window. We can navigate between all of our files on our computer. Makes it fairly simple when you want to edit and upload multiple files to your FTP server. Since we have the File Explorer window, now let's add an FTP account to this Notepad++. With the two of these programs together, it's going to make it really easy to switch between different HTML documents and upload them at the same time. To add this plugin, you simply go to Plugins, then you go to the NPP FTP, and then you go to the Show NPP FTP window. This is going to bring this window up right over here. Now to add your FTP account, you go to Settings, little gear icon, click it, go to Profile Settings, and then you're going to go to Add New. You're going to name it whatever you want to name it. And then you're going to add your host name. And the port should be default 21 for the most part. And then username and your password. And then you click close. Now you simply go up to this icon to connect. It's going to ask you which one you want to connect to. This one. And now we're connected to our FTP server. Now we can navigate with the File Explorer on this side. And then simply upload it over here. There are a ton of other features and plugins for Notepad++. These are the ones I found the most helpful on a daily basis when using this program. Hope you enjoyed the video.